hope for alive. I've just been dry shampooing my hair. So I've got this dry shampoo that I'm using at the moment, and I just don't know if I like it, because every time I've used it, it's looked fine, and then later it's got like a really mega white cast. If you look on my Instagram, there's a picture I posted that was a film photo, and I look like I've got like Halloween hair. Like this, all this part looks quite white. It's this Coco Loco one from Lee Stafford. It's like a texturizing dry shampoo, which is not my vibe at all, but it's the only one I've got left. So I'm just going to put like a little bit of wave in my hair because it is rainy outside and I need to do something. You see, like it's kind of a grey cast, which I don't usually have, even with Batiste. It's not something I have a problem with, but I feel like it like develops more over time. So I'm trying to really rub it in. Yeah, I'm just going to put like a few curls in my hair so that it looks like I've done something to it, but it is definitely going to get rained on. So have I even turned this on? I have. How's everyone doing? Merry Christmas Eve, Eve. Can you even believe Eve? I really can't. This month has just absolutely flown. Obviously, I've spoken recently about not having a very good time just generally. But I will say, like, I know it sounds like contradictory, but I will say that I've enjoyed December. I don't think, honestly, I felt like worse in December than I felt any other month. So that's worth noting. But I've like not stressed myself out with anything. Talk about this all the time, but we don't do a lot of like adult gifting. There's just not been a lot of stuff that I felt like, oh God, you've got to do all these things. It's been very relaxed and I feel like I've done most of the things that I wanted to do. It's just been really chill, but as always, it goes too quickly. Always. There's just no time. We talked about, my daughter and I talked about this at the beginning of December because I always put my tree up really early. And she said, do you think it like makes it so it's not exciting near the time? And I just don't know, because it's, for me, it's such a short season, and I don't know how exciting Christmas is as an adult unless you kind of put the magic into it, and the tree is part of that for me. So I don't feel that way. Sometimes I don't feel super festive, but I don't know that is because I start Christmas stuff early. I think it's more just, you know, time of life and stuff. But I'll never not put my tree up early. I love it. We were also talking about I think it's either yesterday or today, our anniversary of moving into this house, because we moved in really close to Christmas, and I moved in, I transported in my tiny car a fully decorated Christmas tree, because that's just who I am. So we're going out for dinner this evening, and just Lee and I. So I wanted to just kind of put a little bit of effort in and look, oh, primp and preen a little bit. That one's just like, what was the point? Because I feel like I've just been dossing around the house in rubbishy sweats and whatever, especially because I've not really been filming anything for this channel. I haven't really even had the reason to like gussy myself up and like do my hair and makeup and stuff for videos. So I think this is going to be good for me to just have a little bit of a dress up. I'm also wearing the World Sparkly shoes. I showed them in a vlog, but I'll show you on Instagram later. They are the most sparkly boots in the world. I had seen them in Carvella, which is like Kurt Geiger Carvella, when we went to Wembley Park, Wembley Stadium, Wembley Park in the summertime, because we took the kids a couple of times to London, 2-3 times this year, because we discovered that if you stay at Wembley Park, and then we stayed at Ravenscourt, which is Hammersmith, you can drive, you're outside of the congestion zone, and it's a really cheap Premier Inn. It's like about half an hour away from the city centre on the tube. Both have really close tubes. Highly recommend either of them if you're into driving all the way to London from wherever you live. So we went a few times, and one of those times we went into like the outlets and stuff there, and I'd said to him at the time, it was the summer, I was like, oh, I really want those boots, but I don't really need them. I said, I'll see if they go into the sale. And they did, and I was waiting and thinking, well, I'll wait, because maybe they'll be on a better sale, and they are kind of a bit out there, maybe people won't buy them, so they'll be on like mega sale. And anyway, last week I said to him, I've looked again, and they've only got one in my size on this random website, so I'm going to buy them. And he went out to his car and said, well, I already got you them. So that was the quickest shopping I've ever done. It was like instant, which was lovely. But also a good job that I actually told him that I was going to buy them, because otherwise I'd have had to return a pair. But they are the just most festive looking boots you've ever seen. I was vlogging today for tomorrow, and I was just like, I don't even know what I can wear these boots with, because they're just so crazy. So I've gone with a very plain black outfit, and I'm going to wear a blazer just to kind of like show off the crazy sparkly boots. I never curl my hair. Whenever I do curl my hair, I'm like, this is why I don't curl my hair, because it just takes forever. And this is barely curling it. This is just going to be like loose waves. As soon as I finish this, I'll take a look at the questions or comments, whatever it is that you're leaving. I'm not ignoring you. Just kind of got my hands full right now. When I did a live the other day with Emma, she said that she usually has her laptop open so that she can see the comments better. That is a really good idea, and I don't know why I never do that, because it would be easier and you wouldn't have to be like touching the screen all the time. And I've got a computer screen directly in front of me as well, so that would definitely be simpler than having to scroll through them on the actual screen that I'm filming on. This must be like watching paint dry. Okay, I think I'm on my last one. No, one tiny little bit in the back. Almost my last piece. Should have combed that one through, but that's not the kind of person I am. Prep is like my least middle name. I am excited about some of the makeup that I'm going to put on now. Again, because I've not been playing with makeup very much. It's always like fun to come back to. It's like an old friend when I put makeup on. You're like, oh yeah, there she is. There she is. We just lost touch for a moment. She's still in there somewhere. These boots are almost like cowboy boots, actually, now I'm looking at them. They are rhinestone, actually. I was going to say, they're all like rhinestone cowboy boots, and then I remembered the song. Right, I'm done, and I'm going to clip my hair out of my face. That was the wrong way round. I'm going to unclip my hair out of my face. I love and hate these because they get caught so flipping easily, and that is not the idea. They're supposed to be like the least snaggy. Very least snaggy. Oh, I could be in like Little Women or something like this. Right, let me have a look at the comments. Oh, my family did Secret Santa this year, and honestly I don't know why we didn't do it ages ago. So much less stressful. Yes. I love your Get Ready With Me's. I binge watch them all the time. Wow, thank you. I didn't think anybody watched these videos back. Oh, thank you so much. She said my hair colour is beautiful. I'm thinking of changing it. I've got an appointment in January. I just feel like a change, and I'm like, am I going to change the colour? Am I going to change the cut? I was thinking of going a little bit lighter. Not crazy, but have been watching a lot of The Morning Show with Jennifer Aniston. The issue, of course, is Jennifer Aniston has a completely different complexion to me. We have totally different colouring. And so it's much better to find someone with similar colouring. Like, it's better to find a celebrity with a similar body type to you to try to emulate in terms of like fashion, and someone with a similar colouring to you to emulate in terms of hair and makeup and stuff like that. But I do feel like I want to go a little bit lighter. Drew Barrymore as well. Her hair, I love her hair in the Santa Clarita Diet, my absolute favourite. I think that was my inspiration the last time I kind of went blonder, and then it just kind of got a little bit out of hand. But I don't know where I'm at, but I do want to. Scarf behind me, where is it from? Which scarf? They're all scarves. What are our plans for Christmas? Great question. We're actually doing Christmas here this year. We've never hosted Christmas before, but I thought it would be nice because I've got Ella this Christmas, got Ella all Christmas. It's unusual. Usually I have her Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and this year I have both. So there's that. It's Milo's last year before he goes to high school. There were a few things, and I thought I really want to do Christmas here, and then I invited everybody to do it. I said, you know, if you don't want to come here, that's totally fine, because we always do the same Christmas at my mum's house, you know, apart from when we all lived together, when we didn't really have the space to do that, didn't have a dining room, and everyone was into it, so that's what we're going to do. But my brother said he is going to cook the turkey, which leaves all the fun stuff to me, and I only have the one single oven, and he has a single oven. It's not that easy to cook a big dinner like that with a single oven, so I'm thankful for that. But I'm excited to like do the table and all the stuff I've not been able to do before. We're actually going to IKEA first thing in the morning because I need to make sure we've got enough plates and cutlery, even stuff like that. Stuff that you think you've got enough of, and then when you need to have 10 people, you might not have enough, you know. Oh, Tracy, you're in New York. Amazing. Oh, I hope you have an awesome time. Do you know, I was thinking about New York earlier. It feels like a fever dream. Oh, you have snow. That's actually magical. Will you actually be there for Christmas? Because wow. I'm going to try this. I was sent a bunch of stuff from a brand called Herborian, which I think has got something... I'm so shaky. I think I've got something to do with L'Occitane, because it was the same PR company. I've been using a little bit of their skincare, but I wanted to try their CC cream. The CC cream tends to be the kind of thing that ooh, no, it's going to be one of those. It's one of those ones that adapts. Oh no, this might have been a mistake. This might have been a mistake because I should be applying this with my fingers, but we'll see. We'll see if this actually blends out to anything like... See, CC cream, in my experience, is much higher coverage than a BB cream, but they don't usually come out in that, like, in these, you know? Have you had them that are like this before? I know we adapted Korean products for like the Western consumer and completely ruined them. So maybe it's that, but I don't know. It's not what I expected it to be. Happy Christmas! Happy Christmas to everyone. Happy Christmas Eve. Someone else asked how I'm feeling. I'm actually feeling okay today. I had a great day yesterday. I'm feeling good today. I have had my niece all day, which was lovely. We had a nap together, which is great. As I said in the vlog, it's one of those things, when you have children, people always say, sleep with the baby sleeps. But when they're your children, that is literally the only time that you have to do anything for yourself, anything. And when they're not your children, you can sleep when the baby sleeps, because when the baby goes home, that's your time to do things. Right, I'm really not sure about this. I'm just going to put a little bit more on with my fingertips and just see. I just don't know, and I also think it's too pale. Which is weird, because the only products I've ever used that have had that kind of adaptive, where they're like white, they've got those little beads, have all been not look, the new rug, have all been too orange. I'm going to use a little bit of the MAC Pro Long Wear Concealer. Could someone please tell me what time it is? Because I need to make sure that I'm not running late. Has anyone seen that episode of Everybody Loves Raymond where Raymond leaves Deborah because she's always late? My friend and I are always joking about that because I am chronically late. Chronically. And she hates lateness. And Lee hates lateness. And all I can do is apologise. I really try not to be. I went to the spa with this friend the other day and we were laughing so much because we were actually an hour early because I was so mindful of not being late. I just can't, I don't know what it is. I have no perception of real time. I think things take me 5 minutes and they take me hours. Okay, I've just gone considerably heavier with the makeup than I anticipated because we've layered a lot. But okay, it'll be fine. I was expecting to be fresher. But it's cool. Right, actually I'm going to do my eyebrows while I remember because it's one of those things that I tend to forget. And I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, eyebrows, look at those eyebrows. Because my microblading is fading out now, they go a funny colour and the colour feels like it changes constantly. Right now they're like a pinky purple. So really I just need to fill them in a little bit so that the colour isn't too crazy. Okay. Right, I got a few things out to do my eyes, but I think I'm going to use this. I never use this. It's the the Urban Decay Naked Wild West palette. Love Christmas Eve McDonald's. Where are you off to for dinner? I treated myself to a Christmas Eve McDonald's. If that's not an excuse, I don't know what it is. What I like is Christmas Eve McDonald's when they did the little carrots. That was really cute. Hadn't had any cheese melt dippers this year, so it had to be done. Oh, it's 1930. Thank you. We have some party food classics in the oven. Duck spring rolls all the way. I actually had duck spring rolls the other day, and I don't know whether or not it was because I just started taking some new medication and I'd heard that they could make me sick, or if it was the spring rolls, or if it actually was the medication. I'll never know. But I did not feel good, and now, much as they were very delicious, never want to see a duck spring roll again, truthfully. But that I do really, really enjoy. Having a Chinese, always. We used to go to my mum and dad's house. We're trying to like reinstate some traditions that we haven't necessarily done since we all moved in together. We always used to go to my mum and dad's house for a Chinese on Christmas Eve since I left home. I mean, we always had a Chinese when I was a kid. Once upon a time, we couldn't always get a Chinese because they weren't all open. And, you know, this is in the days where shops weren't open on a Sunday. They weren't always open. So there were times that I remember my dad got us a Chinese from Marks and Spencer's. And I remember when I was a kid, we would be in the house with my mum, and my mum would get more and more cross because my dad was at the pub and she needed to know when he was coming home because she needed to know when to order the Chinese for when he would be back. And obviously, knowing now as an adult, he would have been like, I'm just having one more drink. For sure. That is my memory of Christmas Eve as a child. And as an adult, there were a couple of times where I went to the pub with my dad, which is always a weird sensation, isn't it? That's like, oh, I'm being let into the world that I remember not being in as a child. And I have always gone to my parents for Christmas Eve since. I've never been out on Christmas Eve ever, because I was my first Christmas Eve when I was 18, I was pregnant. So that was that. Never ever. And the weirdest thing is that next Christmas, Ella will be the same age that I was when I was pregnant with her. Absolute madness. Time absolutely flies. I know people always say that. I know the older generation are always telling us, you know, blink and you'll miss it. It's later than you think. But it is so, so true. You cannot put things off or wait for anything, because time absolutely flies. So I mentioned this in a different video, but I've been doing this thing where I just kind of put my liner, I like build it up to be like kind of a straight line. This is not, I'm sure, I've not seen people do this, but I've just kind of come to it on my own. But I'm certain this is not an original idea. I'm just kind of building it to kind of like a winged shape within my lid. So it lifts my eye without giving me that like wonky wing, because I've got hooded eyes. So I do it kind of like that. I mean, usually less than that, but we'll deal with that in a minute. But can you see, like, it's kind of got the wing shape. Kids do grow up too quickly. It's crazy, crazy. Could really do with a light on this side of my face, because I don't know what this is going to end up looking like. I feel like I'm half in the dark. That said, I am looking forward to some like making some new Christmas traditions with my more grown-up children in the future. There's always like a new phase of life to look forward to. A few years ago, I was getting a bit bogged down with you know, time passing, and I've missed stuff, and I'd not done things with the kids that I wanted to do, and maybe I hadn't been in the position that I wanted to be in when I'd had my children when they were young, you know, financially or otherwise. And I let myself kind of wallow a little bit and get a little bit sad about missed opportunities and feeling like I'd missed time and things were over. But really, there's so much to look forward to. It's just different. There's just new things all the time. And I always say to people, I do advocate for an age gap, because it allows you to really appreciate each of your children in their different phases, and appreciate parenting more over a longer period of time. I really do. Like, there are times when I've definitely wished that they were closer in age, but I'm glad that I did have the age gap that I did. I'm not sure whether or not I would have had I had two children with the same dad. I'm not sure that I would have done that like intentionally, because when we quite quickly wanted to have children, and it didn't work out that way for quite a while. We had to try for a little while. But my mum had 5 years between my brother and I, and I think it's good for us too. I really do think it's a benefit. Right, after everything I said, I ended up bringing that wing out much more than I anticipated. So I'm just gonna smudge it out a little bit with some darker shadow. It's the thing with winged liner, isn't it? A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Too much. Always a little bit too much. It's fine, it's fine. I'm getting married next year and I still feel like I'm 18. Oh, I love how you've been doing your winged eyeliner lately. Thanks so much. to say that I've barely been doing any makeup lately. But I have been enjoying that kind of, there's always a new way. Your face changes so often. It's like getting like a new face. Think of it as a fun challenge. Right, I'm going to use this and it's dangerous. Sweet Cheeks. I don't know what this shade is. Bombshell. Sweet Cheeks from NYX. It's very dark. And you got to work quickly. Pressure. Okay. It's a lot. But it's Christmas. Can we pull this off as like, I mean, that looks crazy, but can we pull this off as that like cold girl chic thing that people are doing? I don't know. I really do like this, but every time I use it, I'm like, ah, panic, blend. It makes me think I should probably do more of my face makeup first, because then if I screwed this up, I could just do, oh wow. Okay, we've gone in a kind of Russian doll direction that wasn't intended. Just a tiny bit of concealer might remedy that. I told you we were going to layer this. Layering it up. Oh yeah. Okay, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Fun fact, there have been many days in December where I've woken up with your Vlogmas song in my head. I love that. Hold on. I think it's a great one. I had a lot of questions about that this year, actually. And, I mean, for those of you that don't know, I do a daily Vlogmas, which is just like a daily vlog every day. A daily vlog every day in December on my vlogging channel. And a few years ago, my friend Emma and I decided that we wanted to do our own theme song. Oh, this is so much makeup, guys. When you get to a certain age, and I know, people will be like, you're only this, but when you get kind of past 30, for the average person, a lot of makeup under the eyes is not flattering. Also, I'm not using the blush aside, am I? So yeah, we wanted to do our own song. And I found a song. You can actually find it if you're interested. Not our version, but the proper version. It says, I think it says Christmas is right here. I'm pretty sure. So, I bought this the other day and I was going to do, I just have not been with it. If you didn't see my video, I've really not been great this past, honestly, quite a while. I'm going to talk about it in a different video. Like, it's been a really long time. When I sat down and really thought about, like, tracked back, it's been a really long time. I'm feeling so much better in these last couple of days. I think just because it's lifted something from me to know that it's been dealt with and I'm on like a journey of something. I was prescribed antidepressants and obviously they're doing nothing yet. It's going to take weeks and weeks, but I think just on a placebo level, knowing that I have something that should do something has really lifted a weight. But I am going to start doing some testing videos. They're not necessarily mega popular. However, I think it's one of those things. Oh, why can't I find this? Here we go. I think it's one of those things that, yeah, it's a real song. You could probably find it on iTunes. I wish we could say that we actually wrote that song, but we've not got that kind of talent. I just you can download things as like just the music, and we sang over it. So yeah, no, that's not an original song. Sorry. For those of you who believed it was. I've had people tell me that they've heard it in shops. I've been like, what? Which is hilarious. Because obviously in that moment they were like, how can this? And then they realised it was a real song that we've just sung over the top of. This is great. I love the filter finish and I really am excited about trying the glow from Lasting Perfection because I'm hoping it's going to be kind of something, a hybrid of that. Also, I've lost my eyelash curlers and so I'm using these Primark ones. We'll see how it goes. I really don't know how I can have lost them because I use them every time I do my makeup. They're always like right next to my mascara. I know where my mascara is. Don't know where the eyelash curlers are. I can only think that they are in plain sight and I just can't see them. But they're really good Tweezerman ones, so I don't want to lose them and have to replace them because they're not cheap. So yeah, I've been feeling not great. And just not really, it's really difficult to describe, it's really difficult to explain because I can do this and I could be completely fine. I could be chatting away about something, laughing, having a great time. Like, oh yeah, I'm really, really excited about this. And then something will just kind of come over me and it could be a conversation I've had, could just be like something, just anything. I've thought of something, whatever. As soon as I'm on my own, I burst into tears, could cry for hours. Sometimes it's like something that I see or I hear or a conversation that I have, and then it's not I'm not sad about that thing, but that's kind of triggered something, and I can't even track it back to why it's making me, and I wouldn't even say it's sadness. It's definitely not, I'm not worried about things. When I went to see the doctor for my follow-up and she kind of went through my form and we talked and stuff, and she said I was low, I scored low for anxiety, but high for depression. And I was like, okay. And we talked a little bit about that. And it made a lot of sense because I couldn't pinpoint, I couldn't tell you, I'm not worried. I'm not staying awake at night worrying about something. I really am someone who can let things go and be like, well, you know, I can't control it, let's just see what happens. And so I just couldn't understand it. But I would just say it's kind of like a nothingness. I'm just not sad. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to describe it. It's just kind of like a hollowness. And sometimes I'm crying because there's no reason. I don't know how to stop because I don't know what the fix is because I don't know why I'm crying. It feels endless. So I've just been like really on a knife edge emotion-wise recently, and I think it just kind of all opened up because I started talking about it and I'd gone to the doctor the first time and then I broke something open and I couldn't close it again. So I'm hopeful that now, even if it's only all in my head and it's just psychosomatic, it will help me move past it because I have got these antidepressants and I realise I've read all about the symptoms and the side effects and I shouldn't have, because some of those side effects, I think some of the side effects could be, look at my lip now, I think some of the side effects could be self-fulfilling prophecies. Now I've read about them. I shouldn't have read about them. But I weighed it all up and I decided to just give it a go because I felt like it was the only option for me right now. I know people have had bad experiences, lots of people have had good experiences. All I would say is let me have my experience, and then if I come back to you in 6 months and I'm like, this was the worst thing in the world, feel free to say I told you so. But I'm going to do what I'm going to do. It's the same as anything else. Like, I appreciate people wanting to put me off doing something that they've had a really bad experience with, but let me have my own experience, you know? I feel like every time I do my lip liner, my lip twitches. I never use this. This is Gosh. Can you even still get Gosh? Gosh Nugget Crisp. Then over the top of that, I'm going to wear something that was here a minute ago, I'm sure. Here it is. Love. The number 7 Caramel. Oh, we're going very foodie. This is the Hydroluminous Lip Balm. For my powder. For my powder today, I have the Hourglass. And I'm going to use my little baby Real Techniques setting brush. Oh, I never forget, I had my makeup done once and someone said, they said, before you set under your eyes, make sure you get rid of any creases. So like once you've done all of your makeup, before you set with powder, just make sure you get rid of any creases, because otherwise you set your creases. And I was like, oh, because you sometimes do it without thinking. And I try to always remember what that makeup artist told me, because it makes a lot of sense. Oh, I've got a spot right in the middle of my nose. How annoying. What an annoying place. Going with the big brush now. That is a really annoying. You can see it even from that distance. Very annoying placement. Also, my skin has been awful this past month, I think through stress. And it's just coming back to okay again now. Ah, beautiful. I am going to have to do something about that little baby spot. You can do something, just a teeny bit of something. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Right, let me see what I've missed. If I've missed anything at all. Oh, you've been feeling that way as well, Neve. Yeah. I think a lot of people have. And I think for me as well, something that made me not want to go to the doctor was hearing so many people, because it has an opposite effect sometimes. I had lots of people say to me, I'm so glad that you've talked about dinner is like 8:30. We're leaving here at 7, 8, 7. I don't know what time it is now, but we're living on the hour. I've had a lot of comments from people saying, you know, thank you for talking about this. It makes me feel like less alone and yada yada. I'll show you the boots at the end. And I totally get that, because I feel that way too when other people talk about their stuff. But I think it has a double effect, because I half feel like, oh, I'm really glad someone mentioned that. I feel less alone now that someone else has said they're feeling that way too. But I also feel like, well, everyone feels that way, and so why do you need help? Why are you special? Why do you think that you need help if everyone's feeling that way? It's not. It's just everyone. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Emily. I literally, the entire thing, I curled my hair at the beginning of this video. If you want to go back, it will be available. I never ever curl my hair. Never style my hair. Never, never, never. And this is one of the things, one of my New Year things. I'm going to do it once a week, because it took so long to grow all this hair and I never do anything with it. And I think, especially when you feel like, oh, I want to do something with my hair, I want to do something different, I want to cut it, I want to colour it, whatever. Advice that I always give to people, which I should take for myself, I've got a hair, there we go, is you should style it. Style your hair and live with it for a minute and just see, is it that you want to change it, or is it that you're too lazy to style it? Because for me, it's usually that one. That's usually the one. What were we talking about? Can't remember. Anyway, I was going to show you my boots, but also I don't know what to do with my jacket. I think that's outside. What time is it? Anyone? Oh, I might take my camera with me and get someone to take a picture of us while it's here and I remember. Please, someone, what time is it? Right, I need to take. What do I need to take? What do you need to take to dinner for touch-ups, etc.? Probably powder and the lip balm, right? Oh, I feel like it's been forever since I went and did anything. I don't know if that's not true, it just feels that way. 1952. Moments to spare. Okay, right, I'll show you my boots and then I'm off. Lee won't believe that I'm on time. He won't believe it. Do need to go and put some perfume on, but I'll be on time. I will. Look. These are the boots. Are they the most fantastic boots you've ever seen in your entire life? I know. I'll put my jacket on and I'll give you the whole thing. I thought I would, but now I don't know where I put the jacket. literally not a clue. Must have left it downstairs. So I won't put my jacket on. But, oh, you know what? I could even put, no, I'm not going to put the cardigan on. The cardigan of dreams that I've shown in a vlog. It's like an Olivia Pope / Rachel from Suits cardigan, and it's beautiful, but I'm not going to put it on. Right, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for keeping me company while I got ready. It really kind of like pepped me up to have someone to chat with while I was getting ready. So yeah, thank you so much. It is Christmas Eve, so I hope you all have an amazing weekend. I might do some live stuff over the next few days, depending on how I'm feeling. There will also be a couple more vlogs if you're interested. They've been less festive and more kind of a diary of my December, which has had some serious ups and downs, but some really festive parts. We went to London, that was really nice, and there's some really Christmassy bits, but I like to make vlogmas usually a little bit more festive, and this year it was a little bit of an honest vlogmas, so you know, if you're into that. But yeah, thanks so much for joining me, and I don't think there's anything that I missed that we were talking about, but if there is, let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.